Yes, you can get a new folder on Monday. There are more. It says it's not done.
If it does, that'll be really funny.
That'll be a thing.
That's true. That's true. Let's do.
Thank you.
All right, I invite you to take a seat. Please take a seat. I see our graduates coming.
I'm going to get you up to where you were. I'm sure that someone.
Please take a seat. Our graduates are coming.
away from the mic. They're supposed to be closer.
It's okay. It's just your last performance assessment at the Bromfield School.
My brother. So second line. He's
I promised. I counted twice. I wrote breathe and smile in my notes, and so now I'm going to breathe and smile. Good evening, and welcome to the Bromfield School's 2024 commencement. My name is Kim Murphy, and I am proud to stand here this evening as the high school principal of the Bromfield School. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Harvard Public Schools, the Town of Harvard School Committee members, and School Superintendent Linda Dwight, I'm delighted to welcome the 2024 graduates and their families and friends. To now honor America, I would like to ask for our class marshals to have our soon-to-be graduates stand. Would the rest of the audience please rise for the national anthem performed by the Bromfield Choir. Marshals, please have our graduates sit. You may be seated. Thank you, Mr. Milne, and our choir and band. I would like to now introduce Harvard Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Linda Dwight. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dwight to the podium.
We certainly lucked out with this beautiful weather. Good afternoon, special guests, family, friends, educators, and most importantly, our graduates of the class of 2024. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this momentous occasion. Today, we gather to celebrate the love, dedication, and learning that have shaped the 18 years leading to this moment. When I look at you, our graduates, I see a mix of anticipation and perhaps a bit of trepidation for what lies ahead. You are about to embark on adventures that are untold and untested. Along the way, you will make an indelible impact on the world and on the lives of those you encounter. Yet no matter where life takes you, a part of you will always remain connected to Harvard. Whether you return for visits or find yourself far away, the roots and lessons you have absorbed in this small town will stay with you. Recently, our community was deeply affected by the passing of Jaden, a recent graduate who touched many lives in his all too short time with us. The outpouring of love and support we witnessed in the wake of that tragedy serves as a powerful tribute to the tight-knit bond that links our students together for life. In times of both joy and sorrow, Harvard will always be a part of you. Just as your school experience will remain with you, so too will a part of you stay with us. Each of you has left a mark on our hearts. We have had the privilege of watching you learn to read and write and to develop your presentation skills and grow into thoughtful, articulate individuals. We have cheered you on as you performed on stages, excelled on athletic fields, and presented before your peers. You have brought immeasurable joy to our schools. Congratulations, class of 2024. May your future be bright and your journey filled with success and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dwight. Traditionally, the principal's remarks start with honoring our retirees. Working in education is truly a profession of both skill and love. Please join me in recognizing Joanne Williams for her years of service to the Harvard Public Schools. Please indulge me while I thank the many people who have helped the class of 2024 arrive at this moment. The teachers and staff at both the Hildreth Elementary School and the Bromfield are not only talented educators, but also give so much time planning for student learning and social emotional well-being. Your parents and families have continuously loved and provided for you throughout your life's journey, and the town community has demonstrated commitment to our school system. I also want to take a moment to thank not only my fellow administrators, but also the school committee for their countless hours of service and support. Finally, I want to commend, all of the people who have worked tirelessly to make this ceremony a reality, from our custodial, maintenance, and secretarial staff, to the Harvard Garden Club for these beautiful flowers, to the PTO and Harvard Schools Trust, to HCTV, to the students, to the student choir and wind ensemble. They all have a critical role, and tonight would not be nearly as special without them. Can we please offer a round of applause? I should also probably thank weatherunderground.com, AccuWeather, and my Google Weather app for not crashing despite all of my refreshing, and I'm not looking up. Dear class of 2024, you are excellent students. You are diligent, curious, and motivated. You are talented inside and outside of the classroom. From the field to the stage, you are impressive. I have a few words of wisdom to impart on you today at your graduation ceremony. As I look at you, I see no shortage of talent, resilience, perseverance, and drive. You've worked hard and faced challenges head-on and persevered. COVID hit during your 8th grade year, and your high school years have been impacted. You have missed certain high school traditions, and for that, I am sincerely sorry. Your high school experience looked a little different. Even your last day of school did. And sometimes that happens. Things outside of our control can make life a challenge. It's no secret or surprise that sometimes life is a tricky journey. I urge you to remember that no matter what comes your way, kindness and compassion are what makes it a trip worth taking. Princess Diana said, "Carry out random acts of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you." If you Google kindness quotes, there's no shortage of quotes about kindness, probably because kindness takes no money, no resources, not even time, and the rewards are endless. I stand here as a proud Gen Xer, not a millennial. So listen up, Gen Z. Our world needs more kindness. In a time of great divide, please bridge that gap for us. In a time of great strife, please lead by example and show compassion. In a time of misunderstanding, guide us to understanding through listening and finding the common ground in humanity. I have seen great kindness and grace from you. I urge you then to be extra kind to strangers. We never know what people are going through. I urge you to be extra kind to your friends. Kindness begets kindness, and it will come back to you tenfold. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, especially this time and over the summer, maybe be extra kind to your families, especially your parents. We're doing the best we can. Most importantly, though, I hope you learn to be kind to yourselves. I wonder sometimes if the voice in your head speaks kindly and gently to yourself. I hope you learn to treat yourself with the kindness, compassion, and grace you give to others. It's the secret sauce to fulfillment. It may be and probably is a lifelong endeavor, but it's worth it. And so, my dear graduates, I wish you all the compassion and kindness in return and all the success and happiness in the world. I was recently reminded that you will all always be ours. You will always have a home at Bromfield, so don't be a stranger. Thank you. The class of 2024 has chosen former Bromfield social studies teacher Kristen McManus as their keynote speaker. Please join me in welcoming this year's keynote speaker, Kristen.
Good evening, class of 2024. I am honored and really so incredibly touched that you asked me to be your graduation speaker today. I am so proud of you all, my kids. And you'll have to excuse me, I think my emotions are a little close to the surface after this last week, and thank you. Thank you. I hope that you remember that no matter where I go, no matter where you go, you will always be my kids. So for the rest of the audience here today, I was a social studies teacher here at the Bromfield School for many years before leaving at the end of last year. Truly, I feel like I have a special connection to the class of 2024. Even though I did not teach all of them, I feel like we have been through so much together. To give you a bit of background, in the fall of 2020, I was told that I would be teaching 2 ninth grade U.S. history classes. I had only been teaching juniors and seniors up to that point, and so not only had I never taught ninth graders before, but now I had to teach them using both a hybrid and remote schedule, well masked, and standing 6 feet away from them at all times. And when I first met this group, there was like literal actual tape on the floor of my classroom to delineate 6 feet away where the desks should go, and you probably all remember that really well. You guys ate lunch 6 feet away from each other in the auditorium, right? We took mask breaks every day. And remember Zoom classes? I would implore them all just to have their screens on so I could see their faces, because I never got to see their faces all day long during class. So suffice to say, it was a very difficult year for all of us. And then I had the pleasure of teaching some of them both their sophomore year when COVID restrictions were lifted, and then their junior year before I left Bromfield. I had the pleasure of advising some of them in clubs, both during and after COVID as well. So truly, it's been a wild past 4 years. So back to the class of 2024. I know that you are here to get your diploma and graduate and not listen to me drone on, but I'm a history teacher and you all gave me a podium and a microphone. So in true history teacher fashion, I have one last history lesson to impart on you. As many of my students know, if this one topic comes up during class, I'll go off on a tangent for like several minutes. You could probably already guess. So the students will indulge me thinking, oh gosh, this is classic Mrs. McManus. So today, on the day that you graduate, you will receive your last history lesson and thus one last tangent here at Bromfield. As many of my kids know, my specialty is not world history or US history, but is actually food history. So naturally, the topic of your last history lesson will be about food. And it is regarding my favorite food of them all. Can any of you guess? Probably a few of you. That's right, it is the potato. The potato. Yes, this will be the weirdest speech you've ever heard today, by the way. So many of you laugh, but where are my AP Euro students at? There's a bunch of you, you know it. All right, so you know where I'm going with this, and I promise there's a metaphor. So to begin our brief history lesson, there's actually evidence that the humble potato grew wild on the coast of Chile as far back as 13,000 years ago. It grew in the Altiplano, which is a high plateau plain kind of area. And due to the nature in which it is grown, the potato is a very hardy vegetable. It can grow when temperatures are freezing or when they swing to 60 degrees or more. It can grow in poor soil and soil rich with nutrients. It can thrive in rainy conditions or conditions with little rain. In addition to that, potato is highly nutritious. It contains about 80% water and has many of the vital vitamins and minerals that you need. I used to tell my students, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse or a nuclear holocaust, get yourself a potato and some dairy, right? Because you could survive on these two things if you really had to. You could get your calcium and your vitamins A and D from dairy, and other important vitamins and minerals like vitamin C, potassium, folates, vitamin B, and many more from the potato. In fact, potatoes helped to prevent scurvy after it was introduced to Europe. I say introduced to Europe because since they were indigenous to South America, they were not brought to Europe until after the time of Columbus. Everyone associates the potato with Ireland, but the Irish didn't get the potato until the last several hundred years. I will end this history lesson with one last round of fun facts. The domesticated potato has roughly 230 wild relatives. Additionally, there are innumerable ways of preparing them, all of them incredibly delicious in my opinion. You could bake them, you could fry them. They can be served as hash browns, they can be served as French fries, potato au gratin or boiled, mashed potatoes, potato salad, many, many more. The possibilities are truly endless. I personally have never met a potato dish that I don't like. Now all of you are sitting here and asking yourselves, why in God's name is this lady droning on with a history lesson about the potato? Well, class of 2024, on the day that you graduate, I want you to take some life lessons from the humble spud. First, you may have originated here in Harvard or perhaps somewhere else, but when you go to the next stages of your life, you may thrive even more than you have here. The potato has faced droughts or incredibly rainy seasons, but still it grows. You will also face your own droughts and your own rainy seasons, but still you will grow. Secondly, just as the potato is highly nutritious and contains most of the vitamins and minerals a human needs, so have you been given the foundation of what you need. The potato has helped populations thrive, and your education here in the town of Harvard has also given you the foundation that you need to thrive. Notably, I called it the humble spud, and that is truly because it is pretty humble. It seems modest and it's not as flashy as other vegetables, say like your cauliflower or your asparagus. And my advice for you is to stay humble and practice humility. Do not go forth in life with arrogance. Be aware of your own strengths, but also your own shortcomings. Like the potato, practice humility. And lastly, just as the potato has hundreds of varieties, both wild and domesticated, and just as it can be prepared in a variety of dishes, so will you go out into the world in a variety of ways. Some of you will go to college, some of you may enter the military, and some of you will begin working. Just as all the varieties of potatoes and potato dishes are amazing and unique in their own way, you will also turn out amazing and unique in your own way. So class of 2024, I hope you all recognize the metaphor now. Go out into the world and embody the characteristics of the potato. In life, practice humility. Remember that you are all unique and that you have the foundation that you need for life. All of you will thrive despite adversity, and all of you will thrive through success. And like the spud, you will continue to grow no matter the environment that you are in. Be the potato. I love you all so much. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Thank you, Kristen. I don't know if I want to have a cry or a snack now. A new tradition started 2 years ago. Please turn your attention to Mr. Milne, who will lead the Bromfield Choir and Wind Ensemble in the performance of the Bromfield Alma Mater.
From the shores of Bear Hill Pond stands a building strong and true. Oh, how we explore and we learn much more in all 14 maps with you. Bromfield, oh Bromfield, thankful all are we. Bromfield, oh Bromfield, our community. Let us stand for one and all in peace and harmony, working for our growth and more, flying high are we. Bromfield, oh Bromfield, thankful all are we. Bromfield, oh Bromfield, our community. Bromfield, oh Bromfield, thankful all are we. Bromfield, oh Bromfield, our community.
Thank you, Mr. Milne and the Bromfield Choir and Wind Ensemble. The student keynote speaker is selected by a faculty committee. Any senior who wishes to submit a speech is invited to do so. This year, there were several strong entries, and in the end, Diesel Witten's essay was chosen. Please welcome Diesel to the podium.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy, for that introduction. I'm just going to start by saying, am I the only one thinking about potatoes right now? I'm hoping it's not just me. So I really can't believe graduation is here today. I remember like it was yesterday, transferring to Bromfield as an incoming 7th grader, not sure of what my future might hold. While almost everyone in our grade has for sure changed in some way since 7th grade, nearly all of the friendships I made during that first year continue today. In terms of things that have stayed the same since 7th grade, though, I still have many of the same hobbies myself, which include Lego sets, which have become increasingly more expensive throughout the years. But to get back on track, I've known that giving a speech of my own would be a great way to give back to the school and community that have given me so much. Because of transferring to Bromfield, I didn't have as long to build friendships with people because many of my classmates had known each other since kindergarten. But despite being in Harvard for less time than many of my peers, I always felt at home attending Bromfield and being in the town of Harvard. I now often describe Bromfield as my second home. This is probably the place where I spend more time than my actual home, which I think is a good thing because I really have enjoyed it. But for example, I recently I now often describe I am still amazed at how well the community here often knows each other. For example, I recently volunteered when the Harvard Conservation Trust gave away magnolias to its members. Dozens from the community came to greet us and receive their plants. While there, it seemed like every person knew every other person. The sense of community here is something that I will really never take for granted, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of so many fun organizations. Traveling to Chicago for BPA, Boston for HMUN, New York with the band, or just spending time on the Community Harvest Project Orchard has given me times I'll never forget. For anyone who has met me during my time in Harvard, I truly appreciate the kindness you have shown me. But enough about my time here. At Bromfield, not only the traditional book learning, but the advice which I have received has helped me so much to develop as a person. So I felt it was important to give some parting advice to my fellow classmates. Then I remembered, as a graduating senior with so many questions left to answer, I asked myself, how could I possibly give advice to my peers who are mostly in the same position as I am? I decided the best idea was to consult some of the most important and inspiring adults in my life. The question I posed was, if you could give one piece of advice to yourself at your own high school graduation, what would it be? These people included both my parents and my loyal math teacher, Mr. Wass. I thank them all for their time in helping give input on this speech, and the answers that they gave provided me with a great advice that any one of us could take throughout life. To start, my father told me to never be afraid of failure in whatever you pursue. Despite this, nothing will ever be handed to you. He said to not worry about money and to always empathize with those around you, as you never know what they are going through. I will say, though, the money part of this advice I sometimes find particularly difficult because I work at Market Basket and I spend so much money on the donuts there during my break, so that part's a little difficult for me, but I'm starting to get there. But he says one act of random kindness a day, or ARC, can change the world. Something to know about my dad is that he cares so deeply for those around him and will legitimately give you the shirt off his back. If I can be half the man my dad is, I'll deem that a success. Mr. Wass gave me multiple quotes that can ring true for anyone. The first is, you'll find in life your best friends are your mother, your father, and the almighty dollar. This certainly relates to me, as I often talk to my parents at the end of a long day and wish I didn't have to work a closing shift at, you guessed it, Market Basket, the next day. The second quote is, in life, it's both what you know and who you know. I have often heard variations of this quote, but the actual answer, like many things in life, lies somewhere in between two contrasting ideas with both knowledge and personal relationships. Mr. Wass taught me that with a few EL fudge cookies and a conversation about 2024 cicadas, you can make anything better. My mom echoed what she told me when I turned 18 this year. The most important thing she emphasized was that health is everything in life. It's always okay to stop and breathe whenever you're feeling stressed. Keeping this in mind during senior year has proved to be very helpful for me. Tying into the stress of living, she also said life can throw so many curveballs. For me, my worst moments have often led to the parts of my life in which I remember most fondly. In addition, she said that it's important to find friends and people who care about you. Staying in touch with them no matter how busy life gets can make a huge difference. Even as we all go off to college, I sincerely hope we can all keep in contact somehow. I have worried for so long if there are people I may never talk to again after high school. Sometimes even a simple text saying, "How's it going?" can mean the world to a person. And I wanted to end the speech with a quote from my current favorite musical artist, which may surprise a few people. His name is James Taylor. Despite the fact that he released his first album in 1970, 36 years before my birth, and 5 years before my parents were even born, his lyrics can still hold up today. In the chorus of his song, Fire and Rain, he sings, "I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times where I could not find a friend, but I've always thought that I'd see you again." Despite how gloomy the lyrics in this song may appear, Taylor's voice still leaves me happy and calm after each listen. Each time I hear this tune, I am reminded that every moment in life, whether good or bad, is an important moment in character growth. For me, I have learned, but even more significant than this, it's those around you who matter the most. For me, I have learned to tell these people how much they mean to me, no matter how insignificant it may seem. So to my teachers, thank you so much for the time and dedication you have given us in our academic and personal journeys. To my family, your unconditional positive regard will always be appreciated. And to my classmates, I thank you so much for the best years of my life so far, and I wish you all the best in whatever life after Bromfield may bring. Congratulations, Bromfield class of 2024.
Thank you, Diesel. I'm so proud of you. Next to offer their insights on such a monumentous day, we'll hear from our valedictorian and then our salutatorian. Our valedictorian is Lauren Stoller. Lauren, oh, yeah, we'll clap. You can start making your way, Lauren, as I say nice things about you. Lauren is dependable, empathetic, approachable, and responsible. She is talented and has truly made the most of her time at Bromfield, excelling in the classroom and on stage, devoting many hours to our theater program. We'll miss Lauren's kindness, her patience, her sense of humor, and her dedication to her community. She's going to do incredible things next year and beyond. It gives me great pleasure to present our valedictorian, Lauren Stoller.
Thank you so much, Ms. Murphy, for the very kind introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. To all the attendees, teachers and staff, family, friends, and guests, thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you've done to get us here. We truly could not have done it without all of your contributions. It's an honor to be standing here representing the class of 2024 as a product of years and years of your wonderful guidance. And to my fellow graduates, it's been even more of an honor to have gotten to spend the better part of my life knowing you. Whether it's been only a year or 2 or 15, a shout out to my very first friends from the Barnes School. Know that every one of you has left a lasting impact on both me and our greater community. Our year has been packed full of growing up, seemingly faster than ever. With adulthood coming nearer and nearer, possibilities have been opening up around every corner. It's exciting. But I want to take a second to reflect on a few of our final moments together as a class, as we paused our growth for just a bit to return to the beginning. During our last week, we spent an afternoon at the elementary school reading to kindergartners, sitting crisscross applesauce on the lawn or in brightly colored, 2 small classroom chairs. We then played on the playground, for many of us, the very same playground that we grew up with, just a little smaller relative to our big kid heights. On our final day, we read letters from our younger selves, reflecting the ever-interesting life and dramatics of a 12-year-old and what we hoped our lives would be like by now. Taking time from our busy day-to-day to do these things was not only unexpectedly emotional, but it also made me reflect on a couple of important things that I'd like to pass on. It's astonishing how much we've all changed in such a relatively short time. In the grand scheme of things, the time we spend here in Harvard will eventually become tiny compared to the rest of our lives, but for now, it's monumental. For myself, that meant reflecting on the struggles I wrote about in my 6th grade letter, and how I've since grown so much that those that took over my being then would hardly be a blip in my day-to-day life now. It also meant reading my elementary school teacher's remarks about my shy and quiet character with a reluctance to speak in class, just days before writing a speech to be given to hundreds of people. And though I talk about myself, I have also gotten the chance to observe all those things in all of you, and I consider myself lucky for it. We don't often get the opportunity to look back at such tangible evidence of where we came from and compare it to where we are now. Doing so comes with a strong and well-deserved sense of accomplishment. You should all be so proud of yourselves. And another thing, taking a second to be nostalgic reminded me of just how precious it is to be a child. After spending that last afternoon on the playground, I saw a significant and immediate change in my classmates' moods. Being able to experience the joy of recess one more time and the unconditional love and hand-holding of a 5-year-old was therapeutic. Since September, emails have not stopped rolling in, talk of what's next has not left our mouths, and we have often forgotten to take moments to slow down. Growing up, becoming independent, creating lives for ourselves, it's all new and exhilarating. But we forget just how healing it can be to simply enjoy the privilege of being carefree, having fun with our surroundings in our last couple months before it's time to be full-blown adults. So, graduates, I encourage you to take this last summer and press the pause button on the future. Play on the playground, run around a beach with your friends, go grab an ice cream cone and make a mess. Worry about the cleanup later. Let the daunting future cease to matter just for a little bit and enjoy being where you are. I assure you it will help. With that being said, we cannot and should not delay the future altogether. We have so much to look forward to. As we've gotten closer and closer to adulthood this year, many of us, myself included, have shared a common concern. We've been here for so long, in our little bubble of a community. What happens if we don't know how to make friends anymore? What happens if, when we reach our destinations post-Bromfield, we find that we cannot recreate whatever comfortable group we grew up with? It's a valid fear. As exciting as change can be, it's always at least a little scary, even for the very bravest of people. In response to that, I would like to reiterate just how special our class is as a community. Few people can boast the same long-lasting closeness that we have here, and the very same qualities that have allowed all of you to have your close circles of people dearest to you for years and years are the same ones that will allow you to flourish and find a new community wherever it is you may go. It's not easy to maintain friendships for years and years, especially when you see them every single day. I have all the confidence in the world that every single one of you will find your new people, and maybe, hopefully, come back and visit your old people every once in a while. And although I hope I still have some time to talk with all of you before we start our own lives, I know that sadly I may not have that chance with every person. So, in case I don't see you, I would like to leave you with one parting sentence, one that I think everyone here deserves to hear often. I am so, so proud of you. Thank you, class of 2024.
Thank you, Lauren. What a nice message. Next is our class of 2024 salutatorian, Anna Ivanoff. Bromfield has been lucky to have Annie's talent, humility, intelligence, and leadership. She has been an asset to every classroom and organization that she has been a part of. She is a future leader and will undoubtedly make the world a better place. It is an honor to introduce Anna Ivanoff.
You know, I thought I was going to be all nervous and fidgety, but I'm enjoying listening to these speeches. Thank you, everyone, so much. First, I just want to say thank you to all the wonderful teachers, parents, family members, honored guests, and confused passerbyers for making it here today. We really appreciate you coming here and supporting us. I would also like to give a special thanks to ChatGPT for writing this speech. Thank you. Initially, when I was told I'd have to write a speech, I couldn't wait to pour out all the life-altering advice I had acquired by the sagacious age of 18 in the form of a metaphor about a butterfly intrepidly breaking its way out of the cocoon. Then, I remember the time last week when I was sitting on a bench shooting everyone that passed with a water gun and decided I'm probably not old enough to impart much wisdom on you all. For that reason, I asked some graduated seniors I've kept in touch with for practical tips regarding post-high school life. Diesel probably did the smarter thing here, asking adults. Some of them really didn't take this as seriously. Yeah. Coming in at number 1, don't forget to eat. Health is important. There will be days with a lot of work, but instant ramen is not the answer. Number 2, don't be afraid to explore. A lot of us are going to end up switching majors or finding a new career path, and that is completely okay. Number 3, don't explore absolutely everything. I know, we all have that strong temptation to meander down dark alleyways in the middle of the night, but let's face it, it's probably not that safe. Yeah. Number 4 is fun. Statistically speaking, 30% of us will be living with our parents in their basement after college. So after today, I'm wondering what kind of potato that's gonna be. But yeah, moral of the story, be nice to your parents. Give them a call every now and then. Mom worries. In my case, Mom said she would be pitching a tent outside my dorm room. Yeah, I thought it was a joke until I saw the Amazon package. But anyway, whatever happens, I am sure we are all going to be amazing. Miss Murphy told me I had to say that. But yeah, all joking aside, this grade is absolutely incredible. I remember when I came to Bromfield 4 years ago, I actually experienced a culture shock because of just how nice everyone is here to each other, whether in the hallways or during class. I could not even pick a favorite teacher because of just how kind and creative and amazingly supportive they all are. To me, in a classroom, there is nothing more motivating than when you can visibly see that the teacher loves their job. And at Bromfield, you can tell that the teachers really care. Bromfield truly does have a culture, and it's really, really friendly. Just to paint a picture, I get offered Wendy's fried chicken in the middle of the hallway at 10 a.m. by someone I barely even talk to, but I know it's not laced because there's that mutual level of inherent trust. I mean, we give each other all haircuts in the woods. If that's not trust, I don't know what is. I remember the time when Kyle hosted a fundraiser, ate a couple Thai chili peppers, immediately karaoke'd Hips Don't Lie by Shakira, and ended up raising over $200 for cancer in one afternoon. Another time during class, Darren bit Yossi's shirt, and the sleeve ripped off in his mouth. And you know what he did? He offered to sew it back for him. Together, our class endured the coronavirus, Andrew Tate, and not one, but 2 Donald Trump versus Biden election campaigns. I do not know how we are alive right now. But yeah, here we are today, sitting up here in our glorified bathrobes while y'all take pictures of us. Now, we are moving on to the real world, and we have some impressive resumes with some pretty niche skills, although sitting in a line is not one of them. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, we can analyze 18th century German poetry and memorize the order of the US presidents. You know, everything that we need to work a 9-to-5 shift at McDonald's to get us through college. Even though everyone at Bromfield is so incredibly kind, and I have made so many memories, as a new kid, I still felt out of place when I first started in 9th grade. And naturally, I guess that is how we will all feel come September. So if I just had to say one thing that I've learned, it is, remember that the moment you start being unapologetically yourself is when everyone who thinks you're weird runs away in terror, and everyone who is like you will magically appear as if some sort of homing beacon was set off. So yeah, be yourself. Thank you for an unforgettable 4 years.
Thank you, Annie. We have now reached the moment you have all been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas. The graduates will be lining up under the direction of class marshals Nina Iverson and Adrian Ergadis Brady. Come forward, guys. I would like to invite Abigail Bessie, the chairperson of the school committee, and Dr. Linda Dwight, superintendent of schools, to help with the process of distributing diplomas. I would also like to welcome to the wings the proud Harvard Public Schools and Town of Harvard employees to come up to be ready to hand your diploma to your child. That's lovely. Please also join me in welcoming Mr. Drew Scrocky to announce the names of the soon-to-be graduates. Class of 2024, you will get your diploma and then proceed back to your seats. Where's Doc? Doc, if you could just keep an eye on the weather, and if we need to speed it up, just keep them moving. Great, thanks.
Yeah, there. So you want to be first? Okay.
Thank you.
That's okay. Cavanna Elizabeth Aldrich. Abigail Kilroy Ames. Alexandra Arellano Montenegro. Stavros Elias Bassi. Grace Elaine Andersland Beckett. Douglas Raymond Karoom. Annika Chala. Albert Yiming Chen. Nora Francis Clark. Jerry Cohen. Sarada Del Valle Cooper. Teresa Marade Daly. Gretchen Kelly Traphagen Day. Alexandra Grace Dimitros. Christopher Martin Dimitros. Ryan Joseph Donahoe. Joseph William Donahue. Kennedy DeLevitz. Ruby Bachman Farrow. Marissa Jean Flynn. Katrina Lee Foley. Samuel Max Goldgar. Isaac Carrington Grayer. Ellie Ann Harris. Colin James Hart. Matthew John Henry Hood. Anna Lauren Ivanoff. Jorgen Allen Johannesson. Behishta Kabir. Matiula Kabir.
Kate.
Isabel Grace Keene. Demetrios John Kekis. Tim Koo. Russell Charles Kilkenny. Jake Harrison Knowles. Ava Grace LaPerriere. Neil Astor Lee Feinberg. Yasi Lee. Naomi Christina Lindy. Ana Lucia Teresa Lora. Luke Ryan McLean. Lucy Francis Maori. Great. Trevor Mangus. Andrew Mirachi. Arpi Clara Mirzabegyan. Sophia Eileen McCucci.
Thank you. Thank you.
Olivia Pilar Muller Juez. Wyatt Berna Neville. Bibi Hawa Niazi. Mohammed Niazi. Rayan Isa Noor. Louisa Nerlat. Emily Elizabeth O'Keefe. Ella Marie O'Neill. Logan Stanley Ostashevsky. Linnea Amelia Parker. Leonardo Dimitri Pestretto. Evan John Picos. Oscar Mateo Pride. Stella Judith Pritchard.
Yay, Stella!
Lauren Alexandra Prouty. Sophia Purcell. Darren Queck. Jackson Reed. Margaret Reitman. Julia Love Riddle. Amelia Grace Roth. Ian Ruark. Sophia Marta Rapinski. Kyle Sharma. Sanjana Devi Shukla. Jack Fenway Grant Stahl. Lauren Alexa Stoller. Leo Sullivan. Taman Senthil Surya. John Camp Thomas. Dylan White. Diesel Witten.
Thank you. You may return to your seats. Dr. Dwight, I certify that the graduates before you have fulfilled all state and district requirements necessary to receive their diploma from Harvard Public Schools. Thank you to our outstanding class advisors this year. I'd like to invite the senior class officers up for a brief thank you.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you so much for coming out here this afternoon. I'm Darren Queck, class president. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. And alongside me, I have all of my fellow class officers, Tommen, Kavanna, Maggie, Dee, and Chris. Thank you. So, just on behalf of both the class of 2024 and all of us, the class officers, I'd just like to quickly honor Mrs. Dyer and Ms. Segaloff, the class advisors of the class of 2024. So, they've worked tirelessly with the student government to organize activities, set up events, and provide quick fixes to all of the unexpected problems and sticky situations. Their dedication and kindness to our grade has truly been a driving force and heart over these last few years, and we'd like to thank them sincerely for the impact and scope of all of their efforts. Just as a small token of our appreciation, we'd like to give them some flowers and customized thermoses. Sincerely, thank you guys so much. Mrs. Dyer and Ms. Segaloff, you guys are truly amazing people, and I'm really, really glad that we are able to share this moment with you. It's been an honor working with you guys, and that's from all of us. Thank you.
Congratulations. Nice job with the announcement. Thank you very much. Yes, you're welcome.
Nice job, guys.
Nice job. What's up? Miss Segaloff? Okay. Do we get to do this? Let's swap. There we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our junior class marshals, who at the conclusion of the ceremony will lead the graduates out to the rear of the field. Graduates, after you take any pictures that you want with your full robe and stole, please remember to give your white stoles to Ms. Hall and Dr. Horton, who will be located at the Rock with your actual diplomas. Finally, I now ask the senior class to rise. Marshals, you may come forward. You may move your tassels, graduates, from the right to the left, and you may throw your cap as you so choose. Congratulations. Class of 2024, we are so proud of you. Community of Harvard, I present to you the Bromfield School graduate class of 2024. Hit it, Miss Bruning. Tina, Adrian, lead them out. Run.
Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you scream everybody runs into sustain. I hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that
Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening.
Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I live. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up.